Assalamualaikum dan sekali lagi selamat kembali lagi kepada KYL Podcast. Dan ini adalah episod ini adalah part 2 untuk episod terkini. Dan as always, nama saya adalah Aiman Nabil.
Dan nama saya Aiman Haikal.
Dan nama saya Sufika.
Yes. And we are still back with kita punya 2 guests. And as always lah, kita punya part 2 ni kita nak touch on horror sikit lah. Seram ke horror ke, cerita-cerita korang yang korang ada ke, apa yang korang boleh kongsi, silakanlah.
Silakan. Diaz Burn.
Cerita hantu ke? Cerita hantu Cerita hantu. Alah, cerita hantu keseram sangat lah. Kau tengok nak jam 1.
Tak apa, makcik ada ni.
Makcik ada.
Makcik tengah mengaji dalam hati ni.
Dia ni sebenarnya penakut. Tak takut sangat lah.
Balik dengar mengaji.
Takut aku balik kena hantar sampai rumah je. Dengar sampai lift
Okay, maybe untuk senangkan kita start maybe with your first experience untuk mengalami benda-benda horror ini semua.
First experience.
Yang buat terpercaya dengan ni benda.
Tak, so far Alhamdulillah nampak tu time budak kecil je. Tapi dia hantu ke tu, hantu Scooby-Doo punya ke tu yang
Scooby-Doo. Yang dia pakai
betul.
telekung gitu
Yang macam just the blanket.
Macam gini lah.
No, the blanket ke tu, blanket habis ada dua
ada
pole.
dua mata.
Hantu western.
Hantu western.
Hantu orang putih.
Hantu orang putih.
Angmo ghost lah.
So whatever was, I was at my auntie's house and then kita biasalah budak-budak kecil tak boleh diam. Tengah baring-baring dekat living room. And then aku ternampak dekat bilik. So that means aku macam baring tu, aku punya vision dekat bilik dia. So dekat bilik dia tu, at the head of her bed, hantu blanket tu macam dia pusing satu round macam gitu. Dan lepas tu hilang.
Kira hantu tak ada
satu kali
ribut,
je.
tak ada apa lah.
Tak ada ribut, tak ada apa. Macam aku tu macam terpandang habis nampak tu lah. So again, I think for us, cerita hantu itu je lah yang kita tengok kecil-kecil kan. So I think it's probably projection or something. So far that was like the earliest encounter that I have maybe before lah. Kental lah. Tapi for a kid
tak ada lah. Hantu juga.
Cuma angmo mah. That's why betul sosok angmo lah.
Mana lah. Always like that loh.
Angmo lah like that loh.
So kenapa hantu dia pusing-pusing je?
Satu kali je. Kira kan bila dia pusing tu nampak clear, then terus disappear.
Hantu bertaigo.
Dia macam aku tu pusing macam kita rendah.
Dia nak ajak kau joget kat ni.
Tapi seram juga pasal dia floating apa.
Seram juga.
At the edge of the bed. Not at the edge of the bed. Macam kira kan kita baring, dia kat belakang lah. Macam aku setan agaknya macam.
Habis reaction kau bila tengah baring tu macam,
bila aku macam like,
is that a ghost?
Macam aku macam tak percaya gitu. Then like during the day bila aku visit, I keep on looking at that spot lah to see whether it's there or not lah. So
ada macam what led to that benda ke apa ke, or it's just macam a one time thing, tiba macam hantu
like
Ada sejarah ke?
Tiba.
Tak nak cakap macam aku setan.
Kesian makcik kau. Batuk-batuk tengah tidur ni.
Makcik angkat lah tu. So
Faham.
Aduh. Saya bukan makcik ni
Bukan
Bukan makcik make up cair ni.
Makcik watermelon.
Tak baik tau budak-budak ni.
Kau potong watermelon jadi gini.
Tak baik. Jangan.
Tinggal nak dot-dot-dot je.
Makin lembut aku ni. Tapi Lina macam mana tu?
Kalau aku, I think Alhamdulillah I've never seen it.
Alhamdulillah.
But it's more on like
Rasa
dia macam I'm here gitu lah.
Suara tu.
Tak ada, bukan suara, tapi macam aku can feel or can see directly. But like for example, when I was at my previous house that was somewhere in the west area, tapi dekat blok-blok baru, dekat satu mall besar ke sana.
Boleh disclose ke?
Dekat daerah Jurong Point sana.
Alamak.
Sana banyak blok, tapi kita tak tahu blok mana lah kan.
Betul.
So aku tinggal dekat 16, the second last floor. Okay. So ni masa zaman kat rumah seorang tu kan. Zaman ni.
Zaman kegemilangan.
So can you imagine, kan rumah baru selalu ada what do you call that, what's that balcony, service yard, the service yard, right?
Okay.
So the service yard always have the glass door, right?
Yes.
So usually typical house setting will be glass door single kat sini.
Okay.
Right? So aku pernah macam I was alone at home. Definitely I was alone at home, tengah cuci pinggan, tengah nak taruh pinggan sebelah sini. Dan dekat window tu, kira kan nampak reflection rumah kan.
Ya.
Dia macam, dah ke?
Ui.
Oh, the fly
Aku
lah.
macam
Dia main Quidditch lah kan?
Rasanya aku seorang kat rumah ni. Tapi macam okay, macam dia lah sedar aku boleh rasa. Cuma masa that time bila aku tengah belajar O-level, so I'm the kind of person aku
muda lah ni.
I'm the kind of person aku suka belajar last minute.
Okay.
Like I absorb faster that way. Kalau aku belajar 1 week in advance, macam they just
Fresh
dispose
lah.
into thin air lah, kira kan. So kalau masa tengah belajar pun nanti you can just, I think aku a very big energy person, so I can always feel energy like that. But pasal O-level kan penting kan. Jadi bila aku every time aku belajar untuk big exam, I will always open cerita P. Ramlee. It's just to keep me going because I know the script, so I tak akan tidur. Jadi aku macam belajar tapi mulut aku tengah mouth the script. That's my style lah.
Okay.
So bila kau tengah belajar, nanti macam kau just rasa macam the warm energy tiba-tiba.
I
So
hate
aku
that.
more of a person more like, jangan kacau aku lah, aku nak belajar lah, ni besok ada exam apa. Yang benda tu macam
Benda tu pun
will leave
faham
you
lah.
alone in that sense. But ada juga macam some nights dia macam a bit more aggressive.
Wow.
So kalau dulu-dulu masa kita bercinta-cinta umur 17-18 tahun kan mesti message sampai malam. Sampai
Biasa
tidur,
lah.
sampai handphone terhentak kat muka gitu.
Biasa.
Sampai sekarang. Tapi tengok Netflix.
Sleep call lah.
So aku macam there was one night aku tengah texting boyfriend macam itu. Then so I was in that room alone because my parents was in the other room and I think my sister was not well or whatsoever, so they they sleep in that room because tak ada aircon. Aku bilang okay kalau tak ada aircon.
Boleh lah.
So my parents, my younger brother masa tu still very very young, dengan my sister was in that room. So aku seorang. Kita text. I remember I was not sleepy. So my bed is like a 2 single bed because actually this is my sister's bed and then there's my bed and then the door is here. Tengah message. Tiba, you know like the door knob,
Oh no.
dia macam habis aku macam
Melampau
yeah, it was aggressive. It was like so me being me, I thought my father, because my father is my late father memang suka kacau-kacau.
Memang.
So aku macam bangun, jangan kacau, buka.
So kau buka juga
Aku buka lah because it's my dad
Yelah,
style. Dia
yelah.
macam suka. So bila buka gini, then I was like tak ada orang. So I quickly open my father's door because I know he cannot walk that fast. So bila aku buka pintu sebelah, semua tengah tidur.
Oh
Alamak.
So bila dah buka pintu sana, aku macam sekarang macam mana aku nak masuk bilik sana ni? Aku macam okay tak apa, tutup. Aku baca je apa yang aku ingat.
Amin Tofo gitu.
Baring kau
Betul.
baring atas katil, message boyfriend, we talk tomorrow, okay? Something happen. Aku sumbat handphone bawah bantal.
Kau on lampu tak?
Tak, aku tak pasal lampu.
Okay,
Aku
kalau
aku paksa diri tidur.
satu
Aku takut,
rumah lampu
aku
kau
have
on.
this logic whereby kalau aku buka lampu lagi macam aku lagi awake and aku akan nampak dia.
Be more
Sama
aware
lah.
lah.
Like I want the setting to make me sleep, so macam I don't think about it. That's how I deal with things lah. So that's that. But aku rasa that house memang because I think
Ada sejarah ke?
ada sejarah because so I had a cousin again the same house, the same room I was sleeping. So there was one time dia tidur kat yang my sister's place lah. So aku tidur dekat same place. So only after aku pindah, so there was sometime weekend dia suka tidur sana.
Okay.
So after aku dah pindah baru cakap, nah you know not last time right when I sleep. So okay, I slept dekat 16 right.
Okay.
So the block is like an L shape whereby from where I sleep, there is other section of the block macam L kayak gini tau.
Okay.
So I think that one is the dapur or the service yard of the other unit sana.
Okay.
So nampak sikit je. So but from where kita baring, kita boleh nampak the rooftop lah. Pasal kita 16 apa? So and then
Yalah.
17 and then the top.
Yeah.
Alright.
So she was like, kau tahu tak, dulu kalau aku tidur rumah kau kan, aku susah nak tidur. Tapi aku bingit pasal lepas tu kau dah tidur, aku tak boleh tidur. Cakap kenapa? You know your room right, where you baring, and then you can see the top right. I said, yeah, why? There's always a kakak swinging leg and looking Habis aku kata dia, tak baik dia. Kau baru bilang aku sekarang. Selama ni aku tidur seorang, tak kakak tu yang ditunduk pintu. And she said, yeah. So because we are level 16 kan, jadi dia kata nampak. Dia kata, aku tak tahu macam mana kau tidur siap. Aku tak boleh tidur. Because dia kan orang kata kalau orang senang sakit ni senang nampak. So she has like chronic asthma kind of thing. So she said,
Aduh, hati-hati lah balik nanti.
so dia kata every time aku dia, aku mesti nampak tak kira hari Thursday ke hari apa, mesti ada macam dia tengah swing-swing kaki macam ni. Like looking into our unit kan. Dan aku cakap nasib baik aku tak nampak. Aku just feel energy in that sense lah. So that house was that kind of unique. And I think the other incident that I remember within that house also, satu kali I think lepas raya ke apa entah, kita balik like about 2 AM. So ingat aku tingkat 16 tau.
Okay.
So the window for blok-blok baru kan usually about full length window kan.
Okay.
But we have blinds lah. So I was in the room tengah nak tukar baju. tingkat 16, aku boleh dengar bunyi itik luar tingkap.
Benda tu lah tu.
Kakak tu lah yang kat atas tu kan.
Melepak.
So but like I said lah, aku boleh dengar je. So bila aku dengar, there's no way in hell I'm going to look at the window. So aku make sure blinds aku tutup betul. So fortunately I don't see it, Alhamdulillah, and I choose to remain that way. But aku dengar macam ni lah drastic. But that to me I think yang paling drastic, even though kita cakap pasal kakak ni semua, that doorknob like scared the shit out of me. Because I was so to them macam, habis aku cakap, ni mesti bapak aku main-main. Aku buka, tak ada orang.
It's always bila kau let
least
aspect kau guard down tau.
Kan. So usually
Boleh relate
Boleh relate
kan?
faham.
So usually macam the disturbances is like that, macam very unexpected sort. Pernah juga aku satu kali balik kerja, because I used to work in a call center, so aku be shift like about 12:30. So because you work in a night shift, your otak cannot switch off and sleep. You will need to watch TV for like a good 1 or 2 hours to slow down your brain. Wind down. Because otak kau still working whatever. So aku balik, aku dah mandi. So I have this habit of turning the soundbar on first.
Okay.
Before the TV.
Okay.
So aku tak tahu sebelum tu diorang buka cerita apa.
Cerita apa?
I don't know, but when the moment I turn on, it was DJ Casey punya suara. Dia tengah, I think mesti jam 12. But it was the exact bloody spot of Assalamualaikum Nina.
Nama pun sama.
Nama sama. Macam aku, that's too much of a coincidence.
Betul tu.
Makanya aku pun tutup tidur. Macam like thanks but no thanks gitu.
Macam tengah main-main
Kan? I'm like, what are the...
Cannot be that coincidence.
What it was. And then it's, macam mana dia cerita kan. Dia kan
Dengar
suara.
suara dia lah.
Cakap Nina. Nina matikan balik.
Seram lah. Aku boleh imagine tau.
Seru.
Yeah, so those yang aku nampak, I mean not nampak, like I feel
Experience
or heard experience in real life lah. But towards bila a few years ago, bila aku start berubat, adalah cerita-cerita lain. Tapi that one is more on,
It's more personal lah.
It's more personal, and then like the mimpi is a bit more different. The mimpi is like bila kau berubat, because berubat dia lain tau. Lain,
Faham.
So cara berubat macam ada orang bila berubat makin takut. I think generally kalau orang baru first time encounter, kita akan takut dulu.
Of course.
But after some time, when you see the process of berubat, then it's just a normal
You get
thing.
used to it.
You get used to it, right?
Yes.
Daripada takut, mungkin bila ustaz datang dulu kau duduk kat dapur. Lama-lama kau makin duduk dekat
makin nak dengar lah apa cerita dia.
So
Apa cerita?
I think the process for me is that macam it was a whole family thing, kita berubat sama-sama. But cuma mimpi aku tu macam a bit real in that sense.
Ngeri-ngeri.
Very lucid lah.
Yeah.
Kau nak dengar ke?
Can you share? I think
Seram lah.
we're halfway there.
Tidak, no.
Aku kena hantar dia sampai rumah lah ni nanti.
Boleh lah.
Mimpi ni
Kawan
semua macam
kan?
petanda tau kadang-kadang.
Correct. So but that dream definitely made me macam more lagi semangat nak fight
benda-benda gini.
Benda-benda gini. I think Ustaz also tell you benda-benda gini kau tak boleh takut. Kau kena ada that semangat to fight kan. But the dream was just macam, kau imagine, it brought me back to my old house even before the Jurong Point house. So it was this house whereby it's a corner unit. So this corner unit, my neighbour is over here, but my door is facing depan. Jadi kau tak nampak neighbour kau lah. So that means if you go out from your house, ada 2 tangga pendek, you have to turn right. Okay, so ada small space like that lah.
Okay.
So in that dream, I usually do what I do when I wake up in the morning. Aku memang suka buka tingkap, let the air in, buka pintu. Memang I like to air my house like that.
Okay.
So in this dream, aku buka pintu, ada budak kecil masuk.
Oi.
Dan aku dah, anak siapa ni?
Toyol
Like literally, anak siapa ni? Then aku just tengok dia, he looks like a normal boy. Tak seram.
Okay.
Tak seram. Cuma dia said, kau anak siapa ni? And then in that dream, the boy tried to reach out to my neck. So nak cekik aku.
Ui.
Then aku
Nampak
was
tu.
like, okay. So I'm like, okay, this is not normal lah. So
But it's during the day lah.
it's the day. Pagi. It's terang. Rumah tu terang, tak gelap. So when I tell kau ni anak siapa, then they just look at me and then just try to reach out and nak cekik. So that was when kita selalu gini, kita belajar apa? Baca doa kan. Aku tak ingat apa-apa doa masa tu.
Betul.
Normal.
Nak azan pun dalam mimpi tak
Slowly.
boleh.
Tak boleh. Like you jangan kata doa makan pun kau takkan ingat.
Correct.
You just cannot.
You blank.
Like padahal you just want to read in your head, but your head is not reading.
Oh my god.
So aku macam, asal aku tak baca doa? But then I remember, dalam mimpi tu lah aku remember the night before, aku buka ayat kursi for my house. So dramatic guys. So bila dia gini-gini, dia macam dah cekik. Aku macam macam ni aku dah tak boleh breathe, tak boleh baca doa, tak boleh panggil orang. So I remember just jalan ke belakang. Then I went to my radio.
Okay.
It was a radio that I remember that I just play because the night before
Cakap hello Lina.
tak. Dan kau jangan confuse cerita aku. So but the night before kan I main ayat kursi kan. So aku just tap and then ayat kursi main, benda tu literally loosen.
Ui.
So bila benda tu loosen, I think I remember dia macam lari keluar. Then me being me, apa? Fighter.
Nak gaduh lah.
Kacau aku lagi. Dalam mimpi lah.
Fighter.
Kacau aku lagi. So dia keluar, I chase budak tu lah. Kira kan aku nak grab
Dah berani
Kira kau nak grab aku nak grab kau lah.
Cekik dia balik.
So when I went to the door, because I want to chase the boy, the kid, right?
Yes.
What I saw at my door, ingat tak I said my door kan kena turun 2 tangga bawah and then tempat before you can turn right.
Yes.
So from where I stood, I can see a black figure on the floor, ala-ala Suster Ngesot, like running. Kira macam
Shit.
running out of my house. So kira-kira macam dia dah turun. So I don't know lah budak tu keluar transform ke apa. But kira I can literally see the baju hitam, lembaga hitam, baju hitam macam scooting away gitu. Aku macam and then
This word gitu.
yeah, macam sedia mai sini. Bila aku nampak tak apa lah, balik.
Dah start.
Yeah, don't kick someone when they're down lah.
Okay, you go girl gitulah.
So bila kau bangun, kau macam tengah
Aku
cold
bangun
sweat
aku
ke?
macam tak. Aku macam gua fighter
Lagi semangat nak cari hantu.
Tapi macam dia fighter tapi macam the hell was that? Like
Rasa lah
the
real,
kick makes sense in a way.
Yeah.
But the benda hitam tu lah. So I guess yang masuk tu macam umpama seorang budak mungkin. Tapi bila dah dengar benda yang kita mainkan dalam rumah, and then the real thing menjema lah. I that's what I think. So since then memang aku every night pagi buka pintu akan buka just ayat kursi during that period lah. But weird things lah because aku stay corridor unit. Like my hall ni tingkap dengan my room ni tingkap is walkway.
Okay.
So aku jenis tidur lambat. So there was one night 3:30 pagi.
Ni yang rumah mana? Ke this
This is kira dah the new house lah. The new house. The new house.
Okay.
So kita dah ada rumah lepas rumah so the new house. So I set the window like that. Ni aku awake, fully awake.
Okay.
Macam 3 lebih dah habis tengok Netflix. Okay lah, nak tidur tapi belum ngantuk. Mungkin nak baring kat katil, play phone
Golek-golek
sekejap. Golek biasalah. Scroll kan.
Doom scroll lah.
So the bed, I'm staying with my sister, right? So the bed is just under the window lah. Window kita ada blinds. Tutup. So aku berbaring, I think less than 5 minutes. Aku tengah baring 3:30 pagi
Okay.
3:30 pagi dia orangnya hot period, prime period.
Yeah,
correct.
Apa tu nama dia?
Peak hours.
Witching hour.
The peak
betul,
period
betul,
lah
betul.
kira kan. So bila aku tengah baring, kan quiet lah 3 lebih pagi kan. Aku dengar bunyi macam ini.
Macam mana tu?
Macam mana?
Take out your ears. Take out. So I heard something like this.
Miau.
Dia ada panggil nama ke?
Dia tak panggil nama. Alhamdulillah tak panggil nama lah.
Panggil nama
Then I was just like
Dia
3:30
okay
AM.
ni?
It's not. It doesn't sound like a bird, but it's just like bila kau macam terdengar benda tu, like because it caught your attention already, right? Somehow the sound became sharp. It's not louder. It's consistent sound, but it became sharper in the sense macam dia.
Miau.
So I personally feel dia buat benda macam gitu. Jadi kita manusia kan, kita curious kan,
Yes,
kita
of
buka.
course.
Tak ada mana lah kau akan buka tingkap.
Of
I was like,
course.
what the hell is that? And it's 3:35 AM in the morning. Aku cakap tak berpaksa diri tidur pasal aku buka ayat kursi kat iPhone. Pasal ayat kursi pun mati, dengar aku sekali aku tidur. Kata, jangan bangun, jangan tengok handphone pun.
Tapi tingkat kau buka ke tutup? Tutup
Tingkap aku tutup.
Okay.
Tutup. Memang aku tak I don't have a habit of buka tingkap malam lah. Takut lah kan.
Jangan.
So tingkap
Memang
tutup
jangan.
with the blinds, but I could hear damn clearly.
Clear.
Yeah. So
Like, really
ibarat
just
lah,
macam
ibarat mungkin muka dia betul-betul kat depan tingkap aku.
Aku tengah bayangkan kelakar punya benda saya ada tu.
Bunyi sekali lah. Kan macam 3:30 pagi.
lah.
So aku dengar ni. So kira when I baring like that, right, the thing is tingkap atas. So aku dengar benda atas kepala aku gini lah.
Ya,
So aku macam apa benda ni bunyi tiga. Terus aku rasa aku buka air kursi. Baru buka sikit air kursi aku pun mati.
Itu paling seram tau.
Sadaqallahul azim lah sis. Aku dulu macam tidur. Paksa diri tidur.
Asal dia mati?
I don't know.
Mesti
Just
ada
mystic
kadang-kadang seram kita buka ni ayat ni habis diorang main-main dengan phone kita pula.
Because orang estetik apa.
Yalah.
Electronic.
So those lah macam pada aku
Terbaca.
benda-benda gini like I said, alhamdulillah aku tak nampak, but real lah dia encounter.
Real lah,
macam
real.
gini.
Itulah nasib dia tak ketuk-ketuk pintu tu pula.
Dia fikir Caci buka pintu ke apa.
Aduh.
Kau cakap gitu,
nak
aku
kena
teringat.
repek lah.
Aku teringat aku punya experience dekat rumah sewa sebelum aku pindah Bukit Batok tu. So this house in Woodlands.
Aku buka dia buka cerita
Tak ada
tau.
pasal
Let's
tak ada
go, D. Let's go, D.
pasal dekat kau cakap koridor.
Ya.
So aku teringat balik tu cerita.
Bagus.
So what happened was dekat Woodland ni kita tinggal rumah sewa ni for a while just the whole unit. Then lepas tu it was really late at night. Baru ingat duduk nak tengok TV. Habis pasal rumah sewa dia tak ada langsir lah. Tapi dia
terbuka
punya tingkap tu frosted. So koridor kan, so you can see from the outside. So just frosted je tau.
Janganlah.
So kalau orang jalan boleh nampak
Nampak lah kelibat.
That's the worst daripada aku.
That's the worst window.
Kita dah biasa dah macam gitu.
That's the worst window, man.
So aku baru duduk, baru nak on TV.
Okay.
Sekali, so that means aku face sini. So tingkap kat sini kan. Aku tak dekat sangat tingkap, but can see jugalah. Aku nampak kelibat macam putih, but like it was like gliding but very fast, loop macam gitu, but it's white and then you can see like hair lah. Aku terus apa sial tu, terus masuk bilik. But memang rumah tu macam very,
You can feel lah sometimes.
Bad energy lah kan.
bad energy. It was just very dark and then
Rasa berat tau.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I mean like it was outside lah. Tak ada bunyi, tak ada apa-apa. Dia macam wing gitu je lah. Macam fly.
Dia tengah nak tunjuk presence tau.
Betul.
Ya.
Girl.
Laju. Kau tahu macam kau tengah naik yang
Agak ni yang hari tu
Skateboard
tak yang kau
terus
nampak
glide
tu.
kan. Faham.
Betul.
Yang kau nampak rumah macam kau tu dia cari kau.
dah tukar dia dah tak jadi Scooby-Doo.
Tak dah. Upgrade. Naik pangkat.
Kalau kau grow up, dia pun nak grow up
Dia dah
lah.
convert lah. Dia dah
Tak,
convert.
dia glow up.
Dia glow up. Rambut nak tunjuk.
Jauh siap. Okey lah, tak jauh sangat pasal rumah makcik yang tu dekat Yishun.
Semua
Yishun
red line
travel
area
Kot lah agaknya.
Ujung-ujung
Ya.
Masalah ujung-ujung ni.
Ujung-ujung. Mungkin.
Aku rasa
Pasal
the
Tampines
only
Pasir Ris lagi teruk sangat apa korang
Yeah.
buat.
Memang.
I rasa the only one other incident I have would be outside Singapore.
Oh, that's
Dekat
worse.
a hotel in KL.
Holiday lah ni.
Hotel lah always
So
Sila.
aku rasa tu pun sama. Itu macam, but aku dah pernah stay hotel tu beberapa kali before this, and it's one of the good area in Bukit Bintang, and then not so expensive. That's a clue. And then aku pernah tinggal sana with my family and everything, but so far every time aku tinggal sana I didn't have that heavy feeling every time aku tinggal lah. But that particular time I went with my younger brother. And then bila sampai je memang aku rasa macam a bit heavy, macam lain. Off. So I thought it was just me because I've stayed there before. And then so there was, I think it was the first or second night. I wanted to, lepas dah balik jalan, aku nak shower lah kat rumah, kat dalam hotel tu. So I remember we ordered Grab food untuk makan. So my brother was saying that, okay lah, you just order first, nanti kalau diorang nak sampai, I go down and take lah. I said okay. So aku masuk toilet nak mandi, kira baru nak start mandi, tiba-tiba blackout.
Alamak.
Bilik satu je ni ke yang blackout ke satu hotel?
Mesti gelap
aku je.
bapak punya situ.
Alright.
So aku kat toilet. So kau imagine aku dah kat toilet, then I'm like, oh shoot man. And then I was like, and like what the hell do I do? Do I like stay at the corner? Vulnerable saya dah lah aku rasa. Habis kat dalam toilet kan aku jalan terlanggar dia ke apa kan. And then because I think the toilet itself was really very dark in that sense. I think because tak salah this hotel toilet dia a bit more darker tone lah. So aku macam macam mana aku nak berdiri kat corner macam
Dah lah bogil.
Itu risau dia.
tapi okay lah. Aku the joke that I had in my head was, tapi kan orang kata kalau nampak hantu tits tunjuk balik sama.
Ya.
So I was thinking maybe this not hantu tits lah. Okay, so tak apa. So aku cakap, alamak macam ni. Do I stand at the corner? Because aku takut, the thing aku takut is, if aku tak stand corner, tiba-tiba ada orang macam kan aku pengsan dalam jamban.
Rambut dia lagi.
Kan
Oi.
macam kau terbrush ke, otak aku dah macam-macam masa tu. Aku cakap, oh shit, what do I do man? So aku macam melimpur, macam gelupur cari towel. Aku dah kembang. Then aku was like, I said, shit, my brother went down to take makanan already. Macam timing dia macam memang nak tunggu aku seorang.
Kan macam dia tak boleh tutup pintu, tak boleh buka pintu pasal apa tu?
Kena tahan
Apa the electric So okay, aku I thought okay, never mind, aku akan buka pintu toilet. Then I said okay lah, maybe the lights pada luar lah. Aku buka pintu toilet, luar pun pitch dark.
Oh no.
Shoot, man.
Scooby-Doo.
Like, and then I don't know where I put my phone, because of course aku was charging or whatsoever. And then aku sampai macam sure lah, macam mana aku nak get. Then because kau dah start one side, your head will go like, what if something's there?
Lagi ada banyak corner nak kena go through.
Kau mosh babe, kau mosh.
So that got to me. Like, is it just my unit or is
Everyone
it like the whole hotel, right? Aku pun buka pintu sikit lah, peep kat luar. Luar ada lampu. Tapi takkan
just
aku
your
nak keluar
place.
berkembang tidak.
Kan.
Then aku cakap okay, never mind, beranikan diri pergi sana, macam capai phone. Aku dapat capai phone. Aku cakap dengan adik aku, come out now, the room is like pitch dark, blackout. So aku then cut. So aku cakap maybe it's the cut thing. Maybe I was thinking, takkan adik aku keluar buat cut, kena hamput dengan aku, budak ni kalau balik kan. But the cut is freaking there.
Tapi macam aku, I would just stand in the hallway. Even if I'm butt naked, I'll just stand.
So aku macam aku macam
fuck it.
aku ambil cut aku macam in out macam cakap
Habis tak boleh lah.
it doesn't light up. The room didn't freaking light up. Habis aku macam, aku dah desperate. Aku dah call adik aku kan. Aku buka pintu. Aku macam kira selit kat luar sikit lah. Macam tak ada orang. Aku tengok okay, tak ada orang. Aku selit kat luar sikit. Asal ada lampu, aku takut kat dalam. But then aku macam sial, dalam pitch dark sih, aku tak nampak apa-apa sih. It was like freaking pitch dark. Padahal okay lah, kalau aku cakap ni macam ada too much info. Padahal dia menghadap something lah. The building is menghadap something. And it cannot be that pitch dark actually. But that room, even though the curtains were off, it was for some reason pitch dark yang buat aku rasa macam, oh maybe there's something at the corner. Or maybe there's something.
I'm
not usually like that.
Dah
But
start to
that
overthink.
otak aku dah overthink. So aku selit-selit badan dengan berkembang ni kat luar je ni. Aku cepat lah adik aku naik. So aku cakap adik aku, nampak adik aku naik kan. Kau ingat lah aku dah taruh kad benda kali kan. So aku cakap then adik, my brother really he was rushing up. But kita ni macam pertengahan sikit lah. Cepat Dini, cepat Dini. Brother Dini cepat. Adik aku say 5 tapak nak sampai, lampu bilik tu on.
Oh damn.
Tak
Main-main
ke CB tu. So definitely something was playing in me lah.
Definitely.
So coincidentally, so aku sejak tu aku dah pangkah itu hotel. I'm like okay, no, I'm going to pay more, it doesn't matter. And one rule I have when I travel is I will never ever take a darker tone room. For whatever reason. And then I happen to listen to one ada satu podcaster, dia pun banyak cerita-cerita tu. It's not Casey, it's someone else.
Okay.
So dia ceritakan
Same
dia pun
hotel.
tinggal hotel KL.
The same one.
I feel it's the same one because cara dia cakap pasal adanya landmark, it's exactly the same.
Same
And
room.
he had the same thing whereby dekat bilik tapi pitch dark. Lepas tu bila dia buka macam kat luar macam tak ada orang, tapi macam ada lampu, dia picit macam mana pun tak boleh hidup, that kind of thing. So the next day after that, I went down to complain. I was still trying to give, like I said, I'm a solution finder kan. Jadi aku was thinking, okay, maybe because inactivity of movement in the room, maybe ada sensor, signs lah kan. So I went down. So I went down and I feedback to the counter lah. I said, hey, I just wanted you guys to know that yesterday there was sort of like a blackout in the room. I said it was so dangerous. Like what if I macam terstep kat toilet, kepala aku terhentak kat tu ke apa. You know what they did? They check. Aku cakap, oh okay, we'll take note. That's all.
Syul.
But cara dia reply, aku cakap okay lah, aku got the haunted room luckily.
Dia macam
Dia tahu
lah.
Dia macam check, oh really ma'am ini. After she check the room, oh okay, dia punya dia jatuh in dia punya macam
So did
attention
they
tu aku.
change the room?
They
tak
didn't,
upgrade
because it was a full room. It was a the
Fully
period of
book
time.
lah.
Fully book. Lepas tu dia cakap, oh okay ma'am, sure, we'll take note of it.
Kepala
Take note, kepala otak kau take note.
That's okay. This segue sikit. The Heaven kat Malaysia juga, tapi bukan cerita hantu.
Okay.
Kita kelakar seram lah.
Okay.
So aku that time ni hotel kat Melaka. Okay. Kita satu malam tu tengah baring-baring, tengah tidur. Dia macam chalet kampung style tau, lama ni time aku kecil-kecil lah. So bila kita tengah baring-baring, tiba-tiba ada tikus. Tikus so boleh panjat dinding
Because Spiderman.
Jahatnya.
Habis kita dah lari, dah kecoh
faint.
tau. Dah
I would faint.
Aku
kecoh
tak suka
gila
tikus.
bapak. Dah kecoh gila bapak. So the next day, bapak aku pun macam tak boleh buat apa-apa in the full time. So the next day kita complain. Kita cakap, do you know that there was a rat in our room yesterday? You know, and like we were just want to tell you that there was a rat in our room.
That's so
Kau tahu orang tu cakap apa? Okay.
Eh.
Oh,
Kita
gitu je.
lama long pause. I was like, that's it.
Dan dah biasa.
Kurang ajar.
Mungkin dalam hati dia baru kau nampak tikus ke taman tu.
Kan? Dia cakap, macam you know.
You want kampung style mak, I give you kampung style lah.
Yalah, kampung got rat wak.
Cannot sell.
Habis tikus tu biarkan je kat situ.
Dia lari lubang mana tapi kita kecoh lah.
Tak boleh tidur
kita
tidur, Zat.
Tak boleh aku keluar juga.
Aku pun tak boleh tidur. But we I mean no choice lah. Dah tengah-tengah malam babe. Like 11
Macam
o'clock.
kau tidur dan selimut dia masuk dalam.
Kan?
Kat telinga
Dia break rambut.
Aku tak boleh sekali.
Dia break rambut aku dengan dia punya.
Aku kalah dengan tikus dengan lizard.
Ratatouille lah.
Lipas.
Cockroach aku okay.
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 Flying
Tak boleh.
cockroach no.
Tak boleh.
Lipas okay. Flying cockroach.
Flying cockroach dia kata babi bukan tu.
Ya betul.
Tak boleh lah. Semua tak boleh lah. Tak boleh.
Aku dulu Airbnb dekat KL seorang 5 hari 4 malam. Cockroach ada, aku pekik-pekik seorang-seorang.
Kesian dia.
Masa
Kesian
geli
Yeah.
Rabak tu.
Tapi when you guys say hotel right, recently I went again. Aku very penakut so I cannot stay alone most of the time. So the only time that aku stayed alone, no problem sampai pukul berapa pagi tu, because my friend went out. I didn't wanna, because I had a long day already. Then they all wanted to go out like bar hopping whatever lah. Then say okay tak apa korang pergi, aku balik lah. So aku balik, aku stay dekat Korea punya hotel tu sorang-sorang. Tak ada rasa takut, tak ada rasa apa-apa. So aku tanya laki aku cakap, aku pelan laki aku cakap, Bi, I berani tau I tinggal seram dalam bilik seorang.
Achievement lah kira kan.
Terus dia cakap, you tak rasa macam ada apa-apa seram? Tak ada, saya tak ada seram lah. Alhamdulillah lah, I feel so good. Oh, Korea tak ada hantu lah kira.
Hantu dia tak strong lah.
Tak ikut
Hantu
lah.
dia kalau kau nampak pun lagi plastik surgery, nampak cantik.
Betul.
Maybe
Yeah.
ni yang pergi Hong Kong pun aku tak ada rasa like I can sleep very peacefully whatever.
Benda-benda gini usually energy. Like you step in, you should be able to feel it.
And the hotel like it doesn't have any bad energy or whatever. It was pretty good.
Kau stay Hong Kong berapa lama ni?
At that time aku just got back actually. Yang tu kan patutnya kan kita Friday tu kan. Aku dah double book. So I went for 3 nights. I mean like not for holiday. Excuse me. Aku punya anak ada rugby game dekat Hong Kong. So we just stayed there for 3 nights. Technically about 4 days lah. 4 days 3 nights. Yeah. But it's the energy is
The feng shui is good lah.
feng shui good lah maybe lah. Aku tak ada rasa any like dark energy in there or whatever. Yeah.
Kau tak ada dengar?
Tak ada. Aku dengar.
But that was crazy lah.
Oh, that was crazy, man. Wow.
Yeah. If it's not Thursday, I would have tell you guys stories.
Tak apa kalau you bilang, nanti kita hantar you balik.
Yelah.
Kita kewal full squad hantar balik.
Korang tinggal Tampines. Kau nak balik subuh.
Macam Medan ni, nak cawa.
Dengan macam gini hantar balik.
Tapi aku ada satu soalan very random something Danish would like to ask. Korang pernah experience any kerasukan tak? Macam
aku tak pernah experience, tapi pernah nampak lah. Never experience.
Aku pernah.
Kau pernah?
Experience ke nampak?
Terjadi.
Experience. It happened to me.
Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Is it safe to share?
I guess so. I mean like okay like this was during ITE and then we were at Sentosa, so we were drinking by the beach lah. So it got to a point where I was itu kat Palawan tak salah aku. So was Palawan, then what my friend said was while I was showering, then I would keep on looking up to the I was a bit tipsy already. So I was like looking up to the trees or whatever. Tiba-tiba I
Tak ada
start
kerja.
I start like wailing
Macam mana tu wailing dia?
Macam whale lah.
Oh macam whale.
Macam gitu je lah. Aku tak nak cerita pasal again lah reaching hour nak dekat kan.
Pasal tadi berbual 3 jam je.
Understand. Okay lah, I think masa pun dah nak tambah.
Masa mencemburui kita.
Mencemburi.
Unfortunately lah. But amazing stories from the both of you. I think we are really intrigued by it lah. Like,
mostly Lina lah. Aku punya kau boleh hot seller, tapi itulah reaching hour kan.
Unfortunate lah.
Aku punya ghost pasal dia tahu aku macam anti senang dengan orang yang suara sedap. Jadi dia try macam suara deep. Dia tahu aku suka abang suara deep itu.
Sebab tak nyanyi lagu Misha Umar kan.
Bukan
itu another level. Tapi aku dulu kecil-kecil, I don't know whether you guys watch this. Korang pernah dengar, there's this cerita hantu yang Susanna act, yang Yang pasal kuih pau. Kau tahu tak?
Yo, ya tahu.
Apa nama dia?
Paunya kau.
Kan dia ada lagu. What's the song?
Malam ini.
Yeah, so we grew up with that kind of shit, Indonesian hantu tau. So like I said, my brother is 12 years younger than me, right?
Okay.
Kan aku suka bully kan. So for the longest time, aku rasa he will listen to this for the longest time of his childhood. Every time kalau aku suruh dia buat benda dia tak nak, aku tengok dia macam aku macam kasi extend look mata aku macam ini. Lepas tu dia bangun dia buat.
Tak, yang siap cerita tu, mak dia dah obviously jadi hantu. Anak dia boleh Mama sakit ya.
Mama sakit ya. Kenapa mama gitu? Korang tengok. Aku lupa title lah. Kita share.
Kelakar dia boleh evolve. Bila dia evolve, dia jadi perempuan cantik. Jadi itu kan. Pasal dia, because she soon ball kan. So dia nak cabut dia punya paku lah. Bila dah cabut paku tu, dia macam ada stages. Dia morph tau. Satu part tu, satu part lagi aku cakap muka Amy-san.
Betul. Pasal rambut panjang. There are a lot of distinctive dialogue in that. Macam paunya dua. So bila kita kan diorang ada pushcart sellers, right? So diorang macam jual pau, jual sate pun ada.
Sate tu dia famous.
So kira kan dia tengah jalan-jalan, habis macam dia ni nampak dia kena mau ini paunya dua. Dia kasih dua dia makan. Lepas tu dia cakap kaunya apa? Dia kasih kat dalam gini macam dia tunjuk barang. Dia tu buka
ada lagi.
Kira macam dia nak balik for the night, tinggal 4. So bila dia minta 2 ya udah habis mon gini semua.
Tapi ada lagi lah.
Paunya 4 gini. Kok ada lagi? Iya pak. So itulah cara-cara bully aku jugalah.
Kacau ada macam gitu.
Kita macam kasih muka style.
Nanti last another famous dialogue in that kan, bangkit lah Sukerti.
Kena tengok. Korang kena tengok. So dah kalau faham yang Pak dia main piano nyanyi gitu.
Malam Satu Kliwon dia punya title.
Malam Satu Surau.
Tapi Indonesia horror film memang seram lah.
And Suzana yang ada tak lalat kat sini memang popular.
Memang
popular. Jadi aku kira macam ikut dah feeling.
Sudah. Tak apa. Itu barang make up paling senang tapi paling seram saya.
Just black eyes.
Macam sikit macam kau lah.
Ya betul.
Sama sedikit
Ada gelap sikit.
Cuma dia lagi more emphasize lah.
Tapi kita macam more to Harum Sundal Malam lah.
Kita Misha. Janganlah ingat kita tua. Tak apa. Jangan ingat sangat.
Aku trauma saya dengan tu cerita.
Trauma.
Dia kat bawah meja keluar macam tu. Tak boleh lah Nya.
The song is
so good. Menghantui bro.
Sudah
habis lah.
Tapi kalau banyak cerita tu, asal tu cerita apa yang jangan pandang belakang? Bapak kau.
Jangan pandang belakang.
Bapak kau.
Oh yang nenek tu.
Siapa kau?
Bapak kau.
Ya betul. Main bapak dia.
But aku rasa in this era the best for me personally Munafik.
Really?
Munafik Part 1.
Part 1 lah. Part 2 dah macam Power Ranger dah.
Itu okay je lah. Pada aku Ju-on sih aku punya time. It was pretty scary.
International Ghost lah.
International lah.
Ju-on kat Korea nasib tak sampai.
But really that for me I avoid entirely for cerita Melayu lah. I just don't like. Again like I stay away. I'm more of a horror thriller bahasa yang pembunuh. That one I okay.
Chucky kind of vibes lah.
Ya macam
Scream. Dia kan macam Bride of Chucky.
Scream ke atau you know those kind of like serial killers kind of stuff. Saw and tu tak boleh lah.
So violent lah.
Tapi aku actually agree that banyak cerita western hantu actually tak takut. Tak seram kan?
Ada yang seram juga.
Exorcist. The first punya.
Conjuring is scary juga.
It's good.
Conjuring is gila.
Tapi macam dia more of buatan-buatan sihir kan.
It's macam the Angmo version lah.
But there was one Asian movie yang aku tengok lepas tu aku terus paranoid pasal kan selalu orang cakap kalau bahu kau sakit macam dia boleh shatter.
Yang kaki
cari
sakit ada
hantu,
benda.
Indian Polaroid dia jatuh, hantu sebenarnya kat atas sini dia.
Yang kaki dia seret pasal ada
benda tengah peluk lah.
But Thai movies are scary.
So kalau korang balik bahu berat, ambil amat lah Polaroid. Send to each other.
Pasang koyok lah.
Kita pasang koyok je lah. Tambah-tambah.
But for me Conjuring is scary because yang satu part tu dia dari bilik. Dia dalam bilik. Sekali benda tu jalan depan pintu dia gitu, tiba-tiba dia jump macam gitu depan tu. Banyak gila babi macam gitu. That is that. But again, because aku absorb energies like this kan. That's like, you know, if it affects me, so I rather not to
stay positive aja lah kan.
Stay positive.
Yeah. Tengok timing lah.
Kalau timing gini tak boleh lah.
Tak boleh.
Dan Apik lah lagi setengah jam ni dah start.
Tak, kalau dia baik sampai Jurong lah, about that lah.
About that kan.
Lagi setengah jam dia start shift dia lah. Benda ni semua.
Dah lah aku nak
Dia tengah make up.
Tengah standby.
Yelah.
Tengah touch up.
Tengah gini-gini nanti aku dah ready.
Tak, dia macam asal dia tu dah siap.
Kita OT start siang.
OT
Kita morning shift.
So clock out siang.
Betul-betul.
Okay lah, with that being said, thank you so much lah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Amazing stories, man.
Before we want to end the episode, maybe korang boleh share to viewers, listeners korang over here any future projects that they can await for?
Yes, for me, I'm starting my own podcast. Genre will be love and sex. The name of the podcast will be Love, Sex and What the Fuck.
Okay.
I hope to launch it by bila aku cakap tu, maybe towards the end of May lah. Kasi diorang, because Crowd Room is disbanding.
Okay.
Our last episode will be on the 2nd of May. So kasi diorang rindu aku sikit lah. Tengok macam mana. Kasi pancing sikit, we'll see how it goes. But that project will be, because I'm getting myself certified as a sex and relationship coach. So from there, I'm gonna get a lot of people in the sexual wellness community to come in and, you know, I wouldn't say interview, but just co-host with me and have a conversation about to de-shame sex. And of course, we talk lots about love and communication and how we can improve our relationships with our partners, with ourselves, and of course, the journey of healing.
Interesting.
And then for myself, I think it comes to soon. It's gonna be a year of me doing solo podcasting. It's been fun, cepat kan. It's been fun. It's been challenging, but I think what to expect over the next few months, mungkin ada pembaruan yang besar, ada benda-benda yang interesting yang mungkin akan terjadi. Mungkin no longer solo. Mungkin finally I dapat Shana Samad ke dengan taklah. Mungkin partner I perempuan, mungkin partner I lelaki. Tengoklah macam mana.
Mungkin dia bapuk.
Mungkin saja.
Kita tak tahu kan.
Tak tahu.
Kita kan don't judge kan. Dan that's going to happen over the next probably 2 to 3 months lah, insyaAllah. So that's going to be happening on DNL the podcast.
Okay, so
looking forward.
We look forward lah. Punya projects and any upcoming projects, and as much as it is, we will support you from the sidelines.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you so much.
Okay lah, as always, don't forget to follow dorang punya socials. Everything will be on the description below.
Socials korang apa? Instagram.
Instagram is D_D_Ashburn CRP, tapi nanti CRP dia aku akan buang.
Bukalah.
Jadi it's just D Ashburn. Just look for, bila korang search, it's just D Ashburn. Kalau letak D pun dah terkeluar dalam muka korang. Yeah.
For myself, will be DNL the podcast dan juga Lina.DNL the podcast.
Alright. There you have it, guys.
Thank you so much to the both of you.
My pleasure. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for coming down, man.
Late lah, but you know, we
It's been
appreciate
fun.
The energy is good. The energy is good. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We appreciate your time over here.
Thank you. Dan maka itu kita dah khatam mengaji dengan Ustazah Beda.
Alhamdulillah.
Sesi yang bermanfaat nampaknya malam ni.
Amin. Dan with that being said, jangan lupa ikuti kami di laman sosial kita di Spotify, TikTok dan juga Instagram @KYL Podcast. Kalau korang ada any topics atau kisah-kisah yang inginkan kami cover, boleh DM kami di Instagram @KYL Podcast.
Dan jangan lupa untuk saksikan video kita yang ada di YouTube KYL Podcast. Tolong subscribe dan tekan notification button. Do share around KMax1 baby.
Dan podcast ini khas dibawakan oleh penaja kami DKSK Daris dan SG Kampung oleh Khalid Ismail. As always, kalau korang perlukan pre-wedding videographers, photographers, korang boleh email mereka di laman dorang @dkskdaris@gmail.com atau apa
DM mereka dekat Instagram
DKSK Diary.
Sekian, terima kasih and ciao.
Ciao. Peace.
Bye.